In this lecture, we are going to learn about another Angular lifecycle hook called as ngAfterContentInit. This ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook, it gets called after ngDoCheck hook. Now the main question is, what actually triggers this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook? The ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook, it gets called after the component's projected content has been fully initialized and it is injected into components view. Now, in one of the previous lectures of this course, we learned about content projection. So basically, let's say we have a child component, and in the view template of the child component, we are using this ngContent Angular element. Now, when we are going to use this child component in some parent component, there we have to use the selector for that child component. So let's say this app child is the selector for this child component. And in between that component selector, we can specify some content. And this content here, it will be projected in place of ngContent in the child components view template. So this is called as content projection. Now, this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook, it will be called when all the projected contents have been fully initialized and it is injected into the components view. For example, after this h2 element, this paragraph element, and this test component, it has been fully initialized and injected in place of this ngContent. After that only, this AfterContentInit lifecycle hook will be called. Also remember that Angular will call this lifecycle hook even if there is no projected content in the component. Let's understand this with an example. So currently we are in the demo component class. Now let's go to the view template of this demo component. And in there, after this div, let me also go ahead and let me specify one ngContent element. So when we are using this ngContent, now from the parent component, we can project some content which will replace this ngContent element. Now we are using this demo class in the app component. So this app component here, it is the parent component for this demo component. So when we are using the selector of this demo component, which is app demo in this case, since in the view template, we have used this ngContent, now what we can do is in between the opening and closing selector of the demo component, we can specify some content and that will be projected in place of ngContent. So here I'll simply add a paragraph element and I'll say this is projected content. So now once this paragraph element has been fully initialized and it has been injected in place of this ngContent, after that the ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook gets called. So let's go to the demo component here and the content will be projected in the demo component. So in here, let's go ahead and let's use ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook. And this hook, it is provided by AfterContentInit interface. So let's go ahead and let's also implement that. And in order to use this interface, we also need to import it from Angular/co. Now, as I mentioned in the very first lecture of this Angular lifecycle hook section, that implementing these interfaces, that is not mandatory, that is not required, but it's a good practice. All right, now inside this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook, let me go ahead and let me add a console.log statement. And here instead of ngDoCheck, I will copy this name and I will specify it here. Let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page. So here you can see, here we have the projected content. Let me go ahead and let me open developer console here. And in there you will see that after ngDoCheck lifecycle hook, this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook has also been called. So this hook has been called after the projected content. That means this paragraph element has been fully initialized and injected in place of this ngContent. Now, if we don't have any projected content, for example, if I don't specify this paragraph element here, and now if we save the changes and if we go to the web page, in that case also you will notice that this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook has been called. So even if we don't have any projected content, then also this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook gets called. Also, let's also go ahead and let's remove this ngContent from here. And then let's see if it gets called. So let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page. And in this case also you will notice that this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook has been called. So this ngAfterContentInit hook will be called even if we don't have any projected content. But if we have any projected content, in that case, this ngAfterContentInit hook will be called after those projected contents have been fully initialized. All right, let's go back to VS Code. Let me get back the ng content here, and let's project the paragraph element in between app demo selector. So I hope this point is clear now. So basically the ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook, it gets called after the component's projected content has been fully initialized. And even if we don't have any projected content, then also the ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook gets called. Now, Angular updates the properties decorated with @ContentChild and @ContentChildren decorator just before this ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook. Now, earlier we have learned that we use this ContentChild and ContentChildren decorator to access a reference of a DOM element, a component, or a directive from the projected content. Now, the projected content is initialized ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook. That's why the properties decorated with ContentChild or ContentChildren, they will be initialized just before this ngAfterContentInit hook gets called. That means just after the projected content has been initialized. Let's understand this with an example. So here we are projecting this paragraph element. On this paragraph element, what I will do is I will add a template reference variable. I'll simply call it maybe temp. And now in the child component property, so this app component is the parent component. And in the parent component, we are projecting this paragraph element. Now in the child component class, let's go ahead and let's create a property. Let's call it para content. Okay, and this is going to be of type element ref, because inside this para content property, I want to store a reference of the paragraph element. And since we want to get a reference of a DOM element from the projected content, we can decorate this para content with @ContentChild decorator. Okay, and in order to use this ContentChild decorator, we also need to import it from Angular/Co. All right, now here we need to specify a selector based on which it is going to select an element from the projected content. So for the selector, I'm going to pass this template reference variable. Okay, so now this content child, it will assign this para content property with a reference to this paragraph element. Now we have learned that this projected content, in this case, this paragraph element, it will be initialized just before the ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook gets called. So before that, this paragraph element has not been initialized. That means in that case, this para content property here, it will be undefined. Only after this paragraph element has been initialized, and this will happen just before the ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook. So just before the ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook, when this paragraph element will be initialized, it will be created in the memory, and a reference of that memory will be assigned to this para content property. So if we try to log this para content property inside this ngDoCheck or ngOnInit or ngOnChanges, by that time it has not been assigned with any value. In that case, it should be undefined. Let's actually try to log it in the ngDoCheck. So here let's say console.log, and there I will first add a message and I'll say in ngDoCheck. Okay, and then I want to log the value stored in this para content. And since it is a property, we need to access it using this keyword. All right, let me go ahead and let me write this same console.log statement also inside the ngAfterContentInit. And here I will say in ngAfterContentInit. So when this ngDoCheck will be called, by that time the projected content has not been initialized. So in that case, this para content should be undefined. And just before this ngAfterContentInit has been called, the projected content will be initialized. So in that case, in this ngAfterContentInit, when we are logging this para content, it should be assigned with a reference to this paragraph element, right? Let's see that. Let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page, and you will notice that when this ngDoCheck has been called and when we are logging the value of para content in the ngDoCheck lifecycle hook, it is undefined. Then after that, this ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook has been called, and in there when we are logging the para content, it is logging this element ref. Okay, and in this element ref, we are storing the paragraph element, the projected paragraph element. So when I hover over this P, you will see that that paragraph has been highlighted in the UI. Let me actually go to VS Code, and there, when we are in the ng after content init, let's try to log the native element from this para content. Now, if I try to log native element in the ngDoCheck, since this para content inside this ngDoCheck is undefined, if I try to access this native property on that undefined, we will get an error. That's why I'm not doing it here. But inside this ngAfterContentInit, since this para content has been initialized with a reference of the paragraph element from the projected content, on that I should be able to access this native element. So if I go back to the web page, now you will notice that that paragraph element has been logged here. So Angular updates the properties decorated with @contentChild and @contentChildren just before this ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook is raised. Then this lifecycle hook gets called only once during the first change detection cycle. After that, if the projected content changes, this lifecycle hook will not get called. So this ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook, it is similar to ngOnInit hook. The only difference is that when this ngOnInit hook gets called, by that time only the input properties are initialized. But by the time this ngAfterContentInit is called, by that time the properties decorated with content child and content children are also initialized. This ngOnInit lifecycle hook gets called once the component is initialized. And this ngAfterContentInit lifecycle hook gets called once the projected contents are initialized. But both of them only gets called once, when the component is created and Angular runs the first change detection cycle. And any lifecycle hook which ends with init, keep in mind that it is going to be called only once and it will be called only during the first change detection cycle. After that, if something changes, the lifecycle hook ending with init is not going to be called again. Alright, so this is all about ngAfterContentInit Lifecycle hook. Thank you for listening and have a great day.